Folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel, we're getting new babies. Woohoo! Hey, birdies! All right, gonna be a good time today. Woo!
If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss.
That's right. So we're pulling up here to the mobile coop, guys. I'll explain how this works to you real quick before we hook it up. So this is Eggmobile number 1, the first Eggmobile that I made. Looks like I've got a wasp. No longer have a wasp. The Eggmobile is designed for the chickens to roll through the pastures and to do pasture sanitation. Pasture sanitation meaning the chickens go through and scratch through the manure and clean everything up. Well, it has an automatic door, as you can see, and that door is open, and this is the inside of the coop. There is some manure in the coop here, and it's kind of matted down a little bit right now where it got wet the other day. So what we'll probably do is try to scrape out as much of this as we possibly can. Let me just hop in here real quick and show you guys. These are the nest boxes. The hens go in, they lay their eggs, and the eggs roll out. They're called a roll-out nest box. Pretty cool. That's from Hen Gear. For the first week or so, I don't need to worry about them getting into here, okay? But after about the first week, they'll try to hop up into the nest boxes. So I've got to put a little piece of cardboard or something in there to block that off. I've got plenty of cardboard. Tons of feathers in here. We had a fox issue. A big time fox issue. All this manure will go out to the land, and probably within about a month, all the little birds, the little chicks, will be roosting right here. So this is the Eggmobile number 1, but it's also the Broodmobile. So we're able to brood our chicks, and if you don't know what brooding means, you're gonna learn here in just a minute. We're gonna brood our chicks in a nice warm spot. So we're gonna put some heat lamps in here and have it accessible to the birds to brood. So once the birds are a little more heat tolerant, in other words, they start to regulate their own body temperature, which takes 2 to 4 weeks, we can take the heat lamps out of this, especially during the day, and we can let the birds run free. Eventually, the goal is to run the 75 birds that we're gonna get in this mobile coop, and we'll put fencing around it and have them go throughout the pasture and do the fertilization, and the byproduct will be farm fresh eggs and meat. Awesome. Let's hook up to this thing. We're gonna pull it on up here and get it parked, and I've got to rake it out. And I'm gonna rake out all that manure on a spot that needs a little bit of nutrient up in the yard. First thing I've got to do is close the coop door and get up all this debris that's been sitting out here for a couple weeks. So the coop is pretty tall, which makes it a little top heavy. Makes me a little bit nervous when I'm on an incline. What you guys can't see is we're on a hill about like this. It's doing good. Gotta get my rake. Gotta find me a flat shovel. Any other time there would be a flat shovel that would be the first thing that I see. Right now, it's not. So one thing that I wish this Honda had that it does not have is a parking brake. It just has the park paw. So in other words, like your car, you put it in park. I worry about holding something this heavy back with the transmission. I mean, it's holding, but how much would it take to knock it off that paw? This is going to be nasty. I'm going to shower right afterwards, and then we're going to go get sawdust tomorrow. This will be gross. It'll be nasty. There's some feathers, and we're on a sparse area of ground. You see that dead ground right there? Basically, there's no nutrient in the soil. That's what we're doing. We're fixing that nutrient. Yep, probably should have worn a mask. Chicken poop pneumonia is probably not going to be that good. It doesn't taste so good. Should have worn a mask. Oh well. Man, there's a pile of manure in here. Check this out. A lot of manure. That is a big old pile of poop and feathers. I'm going to spread a little bit out right here, but I think it would be better suited. I don't know. I might just sprinkle it in the lawn. We got plenty of manure in the garden right over there. All right, looking pretty good. Let's just go over to the sawdust pile and get this thing totally ready. We're not going to park it in the driveway. In other words, I don't want all the debris to fall through those cracks in the driveway. And make no mistake, there are cracks for air to circulate in this all the time so our birds don't get sick. Air comes through the top, air goes through the sides, and air goes through the bottom. Circulation is very important. Now, we don't order our chicks until we know our temperatures are going to be up there above 60 at night. That's the goal anyway. So it's important to order your chicks at the right time of year unless you want to keep them in the brooder, which means indoors, for 6 months, which makes a lot of dust. As you can see, all the dust that came from all this chicken poop. This is what a semi-truck load of sawdust looks like, and my uncle brought this to me. We're going to be using it to fill up the brooder and get that bug off our leg. The cows are really fussing over on the other side of the hill. I went to move them this morning. They didn't want to move, and now they're angry at me. They're out there mooing and fussing. Might have a cow in heat. I don't know. Ooh, ooh. Give her a sling. Let me show you what we got. So from this point, we're gonna rake this out, let it kind of dry out overnight tonight, and we'll have everything prepared for our new baby birds. As you can see, the sawdust virtually covered all the manure, and we'll provide a blanket for the chicks to hang out, and we'll put our feeders and our waterers in here and our heat lamps, and this will be the brood box. And wherever there's a chunk or a hump, those baby chicks will smooth it out. That's ready for babies, aside from waterers and a heat lamp. Cool. We'll see you tomorrow when we go pick up the birds. Woo! This is Josh.
Hey, is this Stoney Ridge Farmer?
Yeah.
This is Stephanie from the post office. We have your baby chicks.
All right, cool. I'll be there in a minute.
I peed.
Did you pee? Oh, look at him. We got babies. So guys, we got the call. We got the call from the post office. We've got our new baby chicks in here. Super awesome. There's not a lot of information to really give you here other than how I've got the brooder set up. So let's take you in the brooder real quick before we introduce the chicks and show you exactly how I set it up. So again, this is the Eggmobile or Broodmobile right now. I did block off the nesting boxes right here. They'll be laying in those nesting boxes and they'll be roosting up here probably within 2 or 3 weeks. I've got my heat lamp set up right here, and I've got my waterer set up. And there's a few things you need to know about the food and the water. I use 20% chick starter, and this is chick starter crumbles. I like to put it on a cardboard box, just like this right here, guys. So the chicks can have full access all the way around, but they don't kick up the shavings into the feed, and they're gonna be digging and scratching and having all kinds of fun in here. I also do the same thing with my waterer, and you need to make sure that your waterer is level, okay? And if it's not quite level, always have the spout where the water comes out downhill. If it's up at the top of the hill, in other words, if it's not downhill, it'll overflow and make a huge mess in your brooder. Heat lamp, you need to keep them warm. It's already plenty warm, but we'll see. They've been in these boxes, they've been in the post office, and that's inside. It's probably been a little cooler, and they'll probably crowd around underneath that lamp. 75 birds, let's let them loose. Peel this back, and in there are our babies. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Okay, now we'll just gently pour them off into the coop here. There we go, just like so. Don't have to worry so much. We got 3 boxes of 25. Here we go, let's get you under the heat lamp. Lots of sawdust in here, kids. There we go. 50 survivors. They're eating. You guys aren't supposed to be eating the sawdust. And 75 survivors. That is awesome. I have never had 100% survival rate. Now, what I just learned is I'm gonna have to put something right here to block the door so that they don't come out. But that's our babies, guys. Check them out. Really cool. So everything's here from the Renewed Homestead. These are, again, American breast chickens. I'll post some information about them. We're trying a new bird. We're trying something new here, and we like to try new things, and if it works out great, we'll let you guys know. These are a multi-purpose chick or multi-purpose bird, so they're a meat bird and a layer, and the whole precipice behind the Renewed Homestead breast chicken breed is to raise your own flock. In other words, with the Cornish cross, you can't raise your own flock. I like the idea of being able to raise my own meat birds. So these birds will continue to produce and reproduce and produce and reproduce, and they produce a lot of eggs too. I'll post down there how many eggs they produce per year. What an awesome day. What a great day on the farm, guys. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you learned something today, tell me what you learned. I think it's all great information. Watch this. That's a mama hen sound. Let's get right here. Let's get right here, guys. Look at that. Seems like they're wanting to eat. So let's just pour a little bit right here. There we go. Look at them explore. This is awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. What an awesome day on the farm. Can't say how glad I am to get some new baby chicks for this year. We're gonna go ahead, close the door up so that nobody falls out and gets hurt. And we'll keep an eye on these guys. Make sure they're warm throughout the night tonight. It's supposed to be 80-something degrees again tomorrow, so we won't really have to worry about our chicks getting cold. Thank you guys so much. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you learned today. I'm curious. Did you learn anything? Pretty cool stuff. What a good day. Take care, guys. See you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Be sure you're subscribed. Woo!
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.
The Bruder. And get that bug off our leg. Stay open.
Hey, buddy.
Ugh.